KSAT 12. The news at noon starts right now.
We begin with breaking news. A train carrying House Speaker Paul Ryan and at least 17 other Republican members of Congress slamming into what appears to be a tractor trailer that was carrying garbage. One person is dead, another seriously hurt.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says all members of Congress and their staff are okay. Several lawmakers tweeted that some people are being treated for minor injuries. They were headed from Union Station to a policy retreat in West Virginia. The Amtrak train crashed near Crozet, Virginia, just a short while ago. We'll bring you more information as it becomes available. In the meantime, new at noon, a surprise twist this afternoon in the civil trial over the disappearance of the Julie Mott's remains from Mission Park Funeral Home.
We're going to have more on that story in just a moment, but meantime, we'll move on to our next story in the news at noon. Prosecutors still presenting their case in the fraud trial of Texas Senator Carlos Uresti. Testimony continuing in that fraud trial in federal court today. This is the second week of the trial. Uresti and co-defendant Gary Kane facing a total of 20 federal charges, all related to money laundering and securities fraud. It stems from the with their work with a failed frac sand company called Four Winds, which prosecutors call a Ponzi scheme. A total of 4 people tied to Four Winds have already pleaded guilty. We're following this trial very closely. We will bring you the latest developments right here on KSAT 12 and on our website, ksat.com.
A driver blames the fog for a rollover on San Antonio's southeast side. He told police it was so foggy this morning he couldn't see as he drove down Southeast Military near New Republic Parkway. He became temporarily confused when he saw lights coming in the opposite direction and swerved right toward what he thought was another lane. Instead, he went off the side of the road, jumped a curb, and rolled into a grassy ditch. Police say the man was not drunk and appeared to be okay. No one else was hurt.
We are learning more about the driver of a Mustang who caused a major crash on the west side yesterday evening. That driver now facing charges related to racing and causing serious bodily injury. 4 people were hurt. That crash happening around 5:15 on South Acme Road, not too far from Old Highway 90 and Highway 151. Witnesses say that the driver was racing another car. The car made a left turn in front of the Mustang, causing the driver to lose control. The Mustang slid sideways off the road, hitting 2 utility poles and a fence, then finally coming to a stop upside down against a tree. 4 people in the Mustang were taken to University Hospital. Police say 1 passenger was in critical condition.
It has been almost 2 weeks since an elderly South Bexar County man disappeared, and his family is still very anxious to bring him home. 81-year-old Pete Carillon suffered from Alzheimer's. He wandered away from his home near Highway 281 South and North Addison in the middle of the night. KSAT 12's Katina Weber tells us why the search for him now extends far beyond that area.
This is the map we've been doing.
This paper trail shows a lot of ground covered by Nancy Santa Cruz and dozens who she now calls friends.
People have come from out of towns. I don't even know from where. They have a good heart helping me out.
From sheriff's deputies to strangers, they've been helping search for her 81-year-old father. Pete Carillon has Alzheimer's. He wandered away from home on North Addison near Highway 281 South in the middle of the night, January 19th. Since then, his family has been struggling to hold it together, finding support in others.
Because if it wasn't for them, I would be crying right now in the corner. And every time I see at least 1 people coming out that they don't know us, that makes me more stronger.
Santa Cruz says she and her family have been doing everything they can to get the word out. Between these flyers and the media coverage, it seems to be helping. She says the flyer recently jogged the memory of a postal worker.
She jumped up and said, "I've seen him. I'm positive." But that was a day later.
They're also looking into other possible sightings, that Carillon was on a Via bus and begging for food at a Southside store.
So they're looking up in those videos to see if it's him.
In the meantime, Santa Cruz plans to keep searching, hoping to see her father finally come home. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Last night, President Trump facing a 2018 midterm election ahead and pushing an ambitious legislative agenda, addressing Congress at his first State of the Union.
As ABC's Tara Palmieri reports, the chilly response from Democrats may be a sign of another battle ahead.
President Trump ditched his tough, often divisive campaign talk. Instead, he called for unity in his State of the Union address last night.
The state of our union is strong because our people are strong.
He touted the rising stock market, the defeat of ISIS, and his $1.5 trillion infrastructure plan. Democrats sat on their hands for most of the night, a stark contrast to Republicans who seemed to clap at every phrase. Even the president at times clapped for himself. But it was President Trump's immigration plan that sparked the most outrage. On the Democratic side of the aisle, many brought dreamers as guests.
Under the current broken system, a single immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives.
He offered to allow 1.8 million people brought into the country illegally as children a pathway to citizenship. That's in exchange for drastically scaling back immigration and a multi-billion-dollar border wall.
We've got two big problems. One is that up until a couple days ago, no one knew where the president was on this because he kept saying different things to different people. Now we've got a plan that he has articulated. That plan, as he knows, is a non-starter on Capitol Hill.
But for dreamers, they need a bipartisan solution now. The DACA program expires in March, when they could face deportation. The president needs Democrats to get to the 60-vote threshold to fund the government. And another deadline is coming up next week. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Once again, new a surprise twist this afternoon in the civil trial over the disappearance of the Julie Mott's remains from Mission Park Funeral Home.
Cameras have now been banned from the courtroom. Paul Venema has been following this trial for us. He joins us now live from the courthouse. So, Paul, why suddenly no cameras?
It was on orders of the judge that cameras be removed from the courtroom. That was based on objections from lawyers on both sides. They cited the local rules that say everybody must agree to have cameras on court. In court, neither side would agree to that, so the judge ordered the cameras out of the courtroom. Now, the video you're looking at right now was recorded yesterday when cameras were allowed. On the witness stand, Dick Tips, the owner and CEO of Mission Park Funeral Homes. He's testifying this morning about the logistics of the funeral home itself, as far as how the facility was secured, as far as cameras, security systems, and so forth. The Mott family has insisted all along that the funeral home was negligent in allowing the body to disappear, literally. They have said all along that perhaps the boyfriend of Julie Mott's, the ex-boyfriend, took the body. That was their automatic first suspicion. However, the lawyers on both sides have pointed out that that's not a civil matter, that's a criminal matter. So what we're dealing with right now is negligence alleged on the part of Mission Park Funeral Home. Tips is still on the stand, and he is expected to remain on the stand for the remainder of this afternoon, perhaps as well as all the way into tomorrow, because he's still on direct examination by the plaintiff's attorney. So we'll be monitoring this without cameras and keeping you abreast of what's going on here. At this point, the family is seeking, alleges negligence, that they didn't exercise proper care and control of Mott's body, and as a result, they're alleging negligence, and they're seeking $1 million in damages. Live at the Bexar County Courthouse, I'm Paul Venema.
Hey, coming up in a few minutes of sports, a huge historic night for James Harden. What he accomplished with the Rockets. Coming up with Larry Murray.
Up next, a couple of big announcements for this year's Fiesta Flambeau Parade.
And stay tuned for this afternoon's Texas Lottery drawings. We'll have the numbers for you after they're drawn later on in the newscast. You are watching KSAT 12 News at noon. Hard to believe, but Fiesta Flambeau, America's largest illuminated parade, only a couple of months away.
Today, parade officials made a big announcement at Main Plaza downtown, telling us that this year's theme and the Grand Marshals all revealed. KSAT 12's Max Massey was there for the whole thing.
This year's Fiesta Flambeau theme is 3 centuries, 1 city. Now we got a sneak peek at the medal. Take a look at it. Now the Fiesta Flambeau Parade Association named HEB as the Grand Marshal of the parade and Bill Miller as the honorary Grand Marshal. Now, this parade is no joke. It's seen by 700,000 people here in San Antonio and another 1.5 million on TV. The organization behind it, well, they know how important it is.
We've been getting ready since July, when we came into our directorship. All of us have put forth with only 92 members. We're a volunteer organization, so everyone puts their best foot forward.
I'm told there will be local bands and bands from all the way across the country, from Florida, Pennsylvania, and even Alabama. Now, they plan to sell out the bleacher seats as well as all the seats here at Alamo Plaza. Reporting downtown, Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Max, thank you. And also an important note about the Battle of Flowers parade this year. It's going to start at a new time, 9:30 in the morning. So we're going to have to get up a little earlier and get down. The parade will also have a new section after the vanguard is called Simplemente San Antonio. It's going to honor San Antonio heroes like police officers, firefighters, a few surprise heroes as well. The theme for this year is 300 Timeless Treasures. It's all in honor of the tricentennial. The 127th Battle of Flowers parade will be held Friday, April 27th.
I love the earlier start time. This is going to be awesome because it gets so hot normally by the time it gets started around noontime.
Well, yeah, it usually does. We hope,
yeah. We hope it does. But 9:30 is going to be nice and crisp for April, don't you think, Katie?
The humidity that time of year is usually always around. But yeah, I think that morning start time will be very, very nice. It was so foggy out there this morning for most of us. Those of you in the hill country didn't have much fog to deal with, but it is looking crystal clear out there as we head into the afternoon hours. We have some high clouds with us. Those will be around for the rest of the afternoon. And as you're getting ready to pick up the kids or wait for them after school, temperatures will be in the upper 60s and low 70s. A pretty nice day. We'll take a look at your full forecast in just a couple of minutes. We'll be right back.
Just 19 years after the Battle of the Alamo, William Menger introduced Texas to beer by opening the first brewery in the state on the historic Alamo battleground. Then he noticed that his guests needed a place to sleep off their night of drinking, so he opened an elaborate hotel attached to it, the Menger Hotel. It was an overnight success, and over the years has hosted many high-profile guests, including baseball legend Babe Ruth, entertainer Mae West, and more than a dozen U.S. presidents. This historic hotel is rumored to still host more than 30 ghosts of those who lived and died here, and is widely regarded as the most haunted hotel in all of Texas.
San Antonio's tricentennial moments on KSAT 12 are powered by Frost Bank and Sierra Cars, Trucks, and RVs, and Christus Santa Rosa Health System.
I wanted to pull over and see the blue moon, the red moon, the super moon, all kind of whatever moon it was. And it's like, well, it's so foggy. There's no reason to even pull over now.
Yes. Some people did get a better view because the fog was not for everyone. Those in the hill country didn't have any fog this morning. And here in South Texas, we weren't in the best position for it anyway, because after the max eclipse, it went below the horizon, so we wouldn't have been able to see all of it anyway. But that's why we have why we have pictures. Someone uploaded this to the KSAT Connect app. Now, they said their brother-in-law in Arizona took the picture, so keep that in mind. But I just thought it was too beautiful not to share. But back here closer to home, Charlie went out to Leon Springs because there was a little less fog there and snapped this picture for us. Thank you very much, Charlie. So yes.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, so if you didn't get to see it yourself because of the fog, there are plenty of pictures out there on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll try to share as many as we can. A quick check of the aquifer, up just 1/10 of a foot in the last 24 hours. Here's your pollen count. Mountain cedar is high and mold is moderate. So a couple of you have asked us questions. So if the mold number is higher, why is it moderate and the mountain cedar number is lower, but it's high? Well, that's because mold and pollen measured on different scales. I'm going to get out of the way so you can take a quick look at this. But this was sent to us by the Sylvana Research Associates, and those are the allergists that give us our pollen information each day. So that's why the scales are just a little bit different. And we're also going to share this on Facebook, so if you want to take a better look at it later on, you can. Warming up pretty nicely this afternoon, up to 62, a dew point of 46, winds about 14 miles per hour, so a good little breeze out there. It certainly feels pretty cool. 69 down closer to the coast, 64 in Kerrville, 62 in Austin. Our dew point temperatures hanging in the 40s for most of us. We may see some sneak into the 50s later this afternoon, but that was the problem this morning. Our air was very saturated. Our air temperatures were also in the 40s, so saturated air. Winds were really, really light overnight and first thing this morning, so that's why we had all that fog. But now, a little bit of a breeze out there. Nice and beautiful. Nothing to see on radar, so we'll take a look at satellite. And you can see actually here hugging the I-35 corridor, that kind of milky color, that's the last of the fog as it was burning off a couple of hours ago. We have some high clouds moving in from the south and from the west. That's really all we're going to see for the rest of the afternoon. So an absolutely beautiful day into the upper 60s and low 70s this afternoon. Dew points aren't low, but they're low enough to where it feels very nice. Overnight tonight, we'll start to build some low clouds back in by first thing tomorrow morning. And yes, we're going to have another round of the morning fog. The same spots that saw a lot of it, that very dense fog this morning, mainly south of 10, east of 35 and 37. You'll be in for it again tomorrow morning, so please keep that in mind. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. There is a cold front working into Texas this afternoon. It is going to work through South Texas during the day tomorrow. Will be a little bit breezy second half of the day, and we'll see our winds switch around to the north by tomorrow afternoon. That will drop our humidity a little bit heading into Friday, but we're also going to have a lot of clouds around Friday and the first half of the weekend. So a couple of little spotty showers will be possible Friday morning, some isolated showers during the day on Saturday. But just like last weekend, first half of the weekend will be cloudy and kind of blah, and then we'll see improvement on Sunday. Blah.
What's that?
It's up to you. Blah. B-L-E-H.
Is it B-L-E or B-L-A-H?
B-L-A-H, blah.
To each their own, whatever you want to do.
Spell it your own
Spanish
way.
accent, you would say blah.
I wish that was with every word. I could just spell it however I wanted.
Go for it.
Coming up new today at 5, if you haven't opened your home heating bill yet, you could be in for a little sticker shock. At 5, we'll look at just how much our bitter cold January is heating up the utility bills and what you can do to manage the costs. That's today at 5 after entertainment tonight.
Another win. We love it.
Yeah, but there was a moment when the air went out of the arena because that shot was going up.
Yeah, that last second three that could have won the game for the Nuggets. You're like, please miss, please miss, please miss. Thank you very much. So, yes, the Spurs survived the Nuggets. And once again, LaMarcus led the way with his second 30-point effort in a week. And Steve Kerr just ripped his Warriors for a bad performance. Coming up.
Went pop on him?
He did. All-star LaMarcus Aldridge.
I think you just took a paragraph out and copied it.
I think you're right.
There you go. So, those uniforms?
Yeah.
What was that?
Not so much. No. We'll be right back.
Sunshine. Still ahead, we are tracking late-breaking news after a train carrying members of Congress crashes. One person has been confirmed dead. The latest coming up.
Plus, an abrupt change in the civil trial involving Julie Mott after her body disappeared from the Mission Park funeral home. The judge making a ruling today that impacts the media.
And President Trump delivers his State of the Union speech before a divided Congress, and with the cloud of Russia investigation continuing to hang over his administration. The latest on his address and how Democrats are responding. But first, a sudden change this noon in the civil trial over the disappearance of the body of Julie Mott from Mission Park Funeral Home. Cameras have now been banned from the courtroom.
KSAT 12's Paul Venema is following this trial for us. He joins us now live from the courthouse. So, Paul, why suddenly no cameras?
They were ruled out of the courtroom by the orders of the judge. So this came after the lawyers on either side of this issue objected. According to the rules, both sides must agree to have cameras in court, otherwise they can't be in there. So once they both objected, the judge ordered the cameras out of the courtroom. Now, this video that we're showing you now was recorded yesterday before the ban. On the witness stand, Robert Dick Tips, the owner and CEO of Mission Park Funeral Homes, he's back on the stand stand again this noon. Now, he's testified this morning that on August 16th of 2015, the body of 25-year-old Julie Mott was discovered missing from the funeral home. The body was in a coffin in an unsecured room following her funeral the day before. It was awaiting transfer to a crematorium. Tips is testifying about when they learned the body was missing and how the staff searched the facility for Mott's body with no success. Now, her family's lawsuit alleges that the funeral home was negligent in not maintaining care, control, and custody of Julie Mott's body. This trial, as we're told so far, is expected to last about 3 weeks. The Mott family is seeking $1 million in damages. We're live at the courthouse. Paul Venema, KSAT 12 News.
We want to go back to that late-breaking news. One person dead after a train carrying Speaker of the House Paul Ryan, as well as other members of Congress, hit a tractor trailer that was carrying garbage. The White House is reporting there were no injuries among members of Congress or their staff, although some people are being treated for minor injuries. The Amtrak train crashed near Crozet, Virginia. According to reports, the train left Union Station in Washington this morning, was carrying the members as well as their spouses and some family members, as well as aides to the lawmakers. They were all heading to a policy retreat in West Virginia.
President Trump ran down a laundry list of first-year accomplishments and laid out a wish list for the year ahead in his State of the Union address last night. CNN's Karen Kaifa has reaction, response, and some of the evening's surprises.
Unemployment claims have hit a 45-year low.
President Trump highlighting the accomplishments of his first year in office, particularly the economy, while also looking forward, calling on Congress to work with him on plans for a massive infrastructure overhaul, promising Americans there's more to come.
Since the election, we have created 2.4 million new jobs, including 200,000 new jobs in manufacturing alone.
But the unifying words and outreach to the other side of the aisle were met with skepticism by many Democrats. Congressman Joe Kennedy of Massachusetts gave the official party response.
This administration isn't just targeting the laws that protect us. They're targeting the very idea that we are all worthy of protection.
Compromise will be needed if Congress and the White House want to avoid another government shutdown when the latest continuing resolution expires February 8th. Key to that debate, immigration.
The first pillar of our framework generously offers a path to citizenship for 1.8 million illegal immigrants who were brought here by their parents at a young age. That covers almost 3 times more people than the previous administration covered.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Now to the latest on the Russia investigation. A top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee is speaking out about a classified memo that has been voted to be released. Congressman Adam Schiff says there is nothing in that classified Republican memo on the Russia investigation that vindicates President Trump. He says Representative Devin Nunes, who is the committee chairman, is actually pushing a misleading narrative. But Republican leaders investigating that same committee say the public has a right to know of potential conflicts of interest and FISA rules violations that sparked the Russia investigation in the first place. Congressman Nunes says President Obama's officials inappropriately made requests to release the identities of Trump campaign officials in intelligence reports.
Live look outside, we see the Kim had some fog this morning. We did have the eclipse with a blood moon, a blue moon, and a super moon.
Super blue blood moon.
Is that a trifecta?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that?
That was, I mean, it was, yeah, it was a pretty big deal as far as that kind of stuff is concerned. Not all of us got a great view of it because of the fog. And even if we hadn't had the fog, we had some high clouds that I think may have hindered the view just a little bit. But these were funny. Somebody sent this in, so it reminds me of The Mist on Netflix. That must be a scary, that sounds scary. Sounds pretty creepy. Here's a view. This is a cool view above the fog. Keep in mind, you know, when we're down in the thick of the fog, it just seems like there's clouds everywhere, completely overcast. But once you get above it, Yeah, the sun is still there, and I thought this was just a really pretty picture. Fog can be pretty dreary, but can also be kind of pretty too. So thank you guys for sending that in. Visibility is great all across South Texas. We're looking at just some high thin clouds working in this afternoon. Those were the same kind of clouds with us yesterday, and they made for a wonderful sunset. So keep that in the back of your mind. More pictures that you can send to the KSAT Connect app. Temperature wise, upper 60s, low 70s. Very, very nice out there. After school this late this afternoon and this evening, we'll talk a couple of cold fronts coming through next few days and what that means for the upcoming weekend. Get to that in a couple minutes, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. The latest on the sexual abuse cases and investigations surrounding former sports doctor Larry Nassar. Today, Nassar returned to court to face another prison sentence for molesting gymnasts. A Michigan judge says 265 people have now come forward to say they were victims. Previously, the total number of victims was estimated below 200. Today's hearing is focusing on sexual assaults at TriStars. This is the Lansing area gymnastics club that was run by 2012 Olympic coach John Geddert. In this case, Nassar has admitted to sexually abusing 3 girls he treated. Last week, Nassar was sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison. And government prosecutors have decided not to retry New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez on corruption charges. So after a judge threw out some of the counts last week, today prosecutors filed the motion with the court. The first trial of Menendez and Florida eye doctor Salomon Melgen ended in a hung jury last November. Menendez was charged with trading his political influence for gifts and campaign donations from Melgen. Last week, the judge threw out the bribery counts related to Melgen's campaign donations.
Caught on camera, an employee at a cell phone store assaulted by an angry customer in Ohio. The customer simply went berserk. The employee says the man became upset with the return policy and he pushed a worker and knocked over some displays. Unhappy with the store's return policy, this customer took a rather unconventional approach to getting the employee to help him. He flipped the computer and equipment at the front desk. You can see he charged the employee behind the counter before storming out of the building.
The store employee said he sustained injury to a thumb, I believe, when the computer screen crashed back into him.
Police say the angry customer is looking at vandalism and possibly assault charges, and they are set on finding him. Investigators say the employee reacted in the best way possible, not engaging in trying to fight the customer.
Meantime, back here at home, the South Bexar County family still doesn't have any answers, but they have had plenty of help in the search for their missing loved one. 81-year-old Pete Carrion suffers from Alzheimer's, and he disappeared from his home on North Addison near Highway 281 South nearly 2 weeks ago. Since then, his family has peppered the area with flyers. They've also conducted nearly half a dozen searches with the help of sheriff's deputies and strangers.
If it wasn't for them, I would be crying right now in the corner. And every time I see at least one people coming out that they don't know us, that makes me more stronger.
Carrion's daughter says she's grateful for all the support, and she says there have been some encouraging news, possible sightings of her father on a Via bus and a Southside store. She says investigators are working to get surveillance video to verify that it was Carrion.
It's official. The grand marshals of this year's Fiesta Flambeau have been announced. HEB will be the grand marshal.
It might be quiet here now, but just a few minutes ago, there was a mariachi band dancing. Great vibes, almost a little slice of Fiesta that we got to see early. This year's parade is set for April 28th, and I asked how many tickets they plan to sell. The answer I was given, all of them. Now, there will be local bands and bands from all across the country marching the streets of San Antonio, and already months in advance, people setting it up, well, they're excited to say the least.
Emotionally, we're pumped up. It's much like Viva Fiesta and Viva Flambeau. It's always that. I've been around Fiesta. I've been a member of Flambeau for 20 years. I started when I was a little girl, bringing my little basket to sit in front of one of these little stores.
This year's theme: 3 centuries, 1 city. Now, when I asked what's going to be different about this year than previous years, I'm told every year it gets bigger and better. And this year, for the 70th annual parade, it's going to be a spectacle. Reporting downtown, Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Coming up in the news at noon, there's a new chapter for a radio host found guilty of groping superstar Taylor Swift. We have details on the new gig and what he is saying about the allegations.
And it was back and forth and back and forth. Finally, in the end, the Spurs were able to avoid a home loss. Larry Ramirez has some more highlights of that big win over the Nuggets last night coming up in a few minutes in sports.
Plus, we talked about it just a few minutes ago with Katie. Stargazers were in for a triple treat this morning when a total lunar eclipse occurred during a blue moon and a supermoon. We're going to take a look at this very rare event.
Is that a same thing as a total eclipse of the heart?
No.
But first, a look at your winning lottery numbers. You're watching KSAT 12 News at noon.
Who are you?
If you found yourself trying to get a glimpse of the super blue blood moon this morning, you weren't the only one, and for good reason. The rare cosmic sighting packs triple the heat, with a supermoon, blue moon, and a blood moon happening all at the same time. Not only was the moon at its closest point to Earth, but it was also a blood moon because of its red appearance during the lunar eclipse. And it was the second full moon of the month.
Why is it red? Well, the reason why is because the same reason why we have a blue sky and we have red sunsets. The Earth's atmosphere bends the light around the Earth to make it fall on the moon, and the blue light gets scattered out going in all directions, and the red light makes it through, so the moon appears red.
Did you get all that? Of course, people all across the globe caught different versions of it. In New York, it looked more orange than it did on the West Coast, and here in Texas, it was foggy. That was kind of blocking some people's view. Get this, if you didn't see it, hold on, 19 years from now will be your next opportunity. What is that, 2037? Ooh.
You'll be like 35 years old by then.
Thank you. No, not quite.
Coming up new tonight at 6 o'clock. Most of us can get away with some seasonal overindulgences without really harming our long-term health. But if you have risk factors, it can set off more serious health problems. We have some ways to handle the big meal at the big game. It's coming up tonight at 6. Super Bowl eating. A lot of that's going to be going on this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what the sad irony in the upcoming weekend forecast is that Saturday is going to be cloudy. A couple showers around. Sunday's going to be great. And everybody stays inside and watches Super Bowl.
Watch Super Bowl?
Well, you know, your outdoor stuff done in the afternoon, so you can stay in and watch the big game. Aquifer up 1/10 of a foot in the last 24 hours. Mountain cedars count 660. Molds count 720. And some of you have asked us, why is, if the mold count is higher, why is it moderate and the cedar count is high? Well, that's because their scales are a little bit different. It takes more mold to jump up in our levels here. So hope that kind of clears that up. That was sent to us this morning by our allergist at Silvana Research Associates. So thank you guys. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
In the spotlight, the man fired from his radio DJ job for groping singer Taylor Swift now has a new job with a Mississippi radio station. Last year, a federal jury found David Muller assaulted Swift by grabbing her under her skirt when they were posing for a photo. Muller, who uses the last name Jackson on the air, still denies the allegations. He began co-hosting the Jackson and John Bob show on Monday. According to the Washington Post, the CEO of Delta Radio, where Mueller is now working, says he believes Mueller's side of the story.
All right, you had nice, sophisticated graphics on the cedar and the pollen and everything. I think y'all just have like a sneeze meter.
Yes.
How many times an hour do you sneeze?
Yeah.
And if it's high, then yeah. So
I know at some point it's just like, okay, whatever. It's annoying.
Simplify it.
It's giving us problems. I think cedar, we're going to have a north wind kick back into the day tomorrow, and it will be with us on Friday. So the count itself may fall a little tomorrow, but it'll be back on Friday.
I'm already dreading it.
I know. I'm sorry. Womp womp.
Give us some good news.
Sunday's going to be nice.
Yes, I was like second, because we're going to have more fog tomorrow. tomorrow morning, and then a dreary first half of the weekend, but Sunday will be really, really nice. It's not all bad news, I promise. Low temperatures this morning, upper 30s, low to mid 40s. For a lot of us that saw the very dense fog, our air temperatures were in the 40s, so were our dew points, so our air was very saturated. We've rebounded very nicely, almost up to 70 in Gonzales, 62 in San Antonio, and 64 in Hondo. Dew points still in the dry range, so going to feel very, very comfortable out there today. Despite temperatures getting near 70 degrees, winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. So we had very calm winds this morning. That played a big factor in why we saw all of that dense fog here in San Antonio and down closer to the coast. Visibility is great now, and it's beautiful out there. You see a little bit of that milky color there in the background on City Cam. Those are some upper level clouds that are going to continue to hang out with us this afternoon. You can see a little bit of that on satellite, but they'll still let plenty of sunlight in, and they're actually working all the way up closer to the I-20 corridor. So just some of those high clouds today. It'll make for another beautiful sunset tonight, so get your cameras ready. Upper 60s, low 70s with south winds about 5 to 15 miles per hour today. Tonight, the fog will roll back in. I think we'll see some of those low clouds roll back in tomorrow morning as well. But just like today, the fog is going to be confined to areas kind of hugging the I-35 corridor and points off to the southeast. That's where we're going to have that dense fog. Visibility is possibly getting down to 0 again tomorrow morning for those of you on the coastal bend. So please keep that in mind. Maybe give yourself a little bit of extra time again tomorrow morning and pack some patience as well. Fronts extend all the way through a good portion of the country from the southwest up to the U.S.-Canada border. This front that is going to sneak through tomorrow is really just going to change our winds around to the north, which will give us problems with cedar. It will take our temperatures down a little bit, but as we head into Friday, that's when we're going to notice the biggest changes roll in. I think we could see a couple of very, very light showers early on Friday. But Friday morning, we'll start to see those clouds build back in, and they're going to hang with us Friday. Saturday as well. Could see a couple of isolated showers during the day on Saturday. And another front comes through. You see our temperatures actually kind of go up a little bit. With the sun, it will feel a little bit warmer, but very nice day coming up on Sunday.
We'll just wait for Sunday.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Friday, that groundhog dude comes out. Larry's coming up next. The sports and Spurs.
This is what Manu does. He plays to win. He always has. That's why he's a Hall of Fame guy. He's a special person.
Yeah, he is. Manu is one of the greatest Spurs of all time in big board sports. Spurs have now won back-to-back games, but had to work for.
Manu been around. Last night, Pop was trying to call a play at the end of the first half. Manu was like, no,
I got it.
I got this. No, stop. And Pop was like, okay.
Yep.
So
Manu does.
That's what he does.
Sweets and more on SA Live.
Ooh, sweets and more. Mike and Fiona. Ooh.
These are donuts. Some insane donuts.
Okay, donuts, sprinkles and icing and powdered sugar on them. However, how about
so much
if
more.
You get a donut?
Look at this.
Bacon. Bacon
show it to
on
me.
anything. And sausage and egg and cheese in there. Duck donuts. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to dig into all of that.
And if you're hosting a party this weekend for the big game, let someone else do the cooking for you. Smokey Mo's is here to show you all their big game grub.
But if you feel like doing some of the cooking, they've got a rub that you can do your own pork loin with. We're going to tell you all about that coming up here. Speaking of parties, want to party with the animals?
Oh yeah, these animals are ready to party. Yes, we got little ones, we've got ponies, we've got piglets, and it is going to be a good time. We're going to tell you how you can get them at your next party.
A lot of folks have a business card. What if your business card said what you do at home? What would yours say?
Oh, there would be so many things, right? I think it would just be CEO. Like every woman's would say.
You said it. Thank you very much for saying that so I didn't get in trouble.
I got you.
Mine, I guess, would be fix anything.
Assistant CEO.
Yeah. Okay. Not even that.
Right now on KSAT.com, a video shared on social media that shows a Madison High School student being arrested by 2 Northeast Independent School District officers. The video is now sparking outrage.
The video initially shared on Twitter, but it didn't go viral until it was shared on Facebook, where it gained over 275,000 views and was shared over 5,000 times in less than a week. To read the article, just head over to KSAT.com.
If you saw the dense fog this morning, expect it again tomorrow, but then by the afternoon, a lot like what we're seeing today. I think a few more clouds around, but a big warm up into the mid to upper 70s. On Friday and Saturday, we'll be locked into the clouds. Some drizzle in the morning on Friday, isolated showers on Saturday. Sunday, beautiful with the return of the sun.
So since you don't have any good news at all, well,
looky here.
Looky here.
Some good news. Mike and Fiona were eating those donuts down there.
Share
That's
this
totally
with
a
you.
s'mores
You want
one.
Ooh,
Yes.
wow.
It's totally
Looks good.
s'mores.
Here you go. You try it.
Okay.
SA Live is next.